get knocked out, so I'm just kind of getting them laid out, roughing out some ideas is all, and all that fun stuff we art people do. Um, I want to thank everybody who has donated to our Black Owl campaign, and all the new fans I've kind of acquired since I've been on Twitter. I appreciate you guys immensely. So, all right. So right now I'm working on a commission where I have to draw a Pokemon character fighting Marvel character Songbird from the Thunderbolts. Very odd pairing, but apparently this client is known for having Pokemon characters fight Marvel characters, so I was happy to help. I've had some people ask me, because of last night what I was listening to in the background, the show that I watch is called Brandon's Cult Reviews. It's on YouTube. It's hosted by a guy named Brandon Tenold, who's a Canadian. He's actually a musician, I guess, for the most part, but he's a big fan of horror and cult movies like I am. And he's usually what is playing in the background. He's kind of like a one-man Mystery Science Theater 3000 with cult movies and horror movies, and especially Godzilla. He gets a lot of views on his Godzilla videos, which are very funny, actually. I recommend his channel if you like that kind of stuff, and I find the guy to be quite hilarious. Now the layout that I've got here, when I actually transfer it to the artboard, I'm going to do some manipulation to the drawing in Photoshop before we get it on the final artboard. Because what I do is this is on 11 by 17 page here that I've broken up into 4 equal panels to do layouts on, because I put them in my scanner, blow them up. Yeah, Joe, I know you have, because if it weren't for me, you probably never would have watched him. Right now I'm just trying to get all the anatomy and the pose down for the most part in this dude. Filing some of that out a bit. My buddy Bill Douglas is supposed to be coming out and hanging out with me in a little while. Bill, for those who don't know, is the flashback artist on the Black Owl, and a very good friend of mine, a very talented artist too, which is one of the reasons I wanted him involved with the Black Owl, especially when we were doing the flashback scenes. I just thought his art style was perfect for it, and it is. Now the Songbird sketch I have on the other side of the Pokemon characters firing a blast at, she's probably going to be a little bit smaller. There's going to be a lot of manipulation done because this is going to be a 2-page image. So when I scan this in and get it into Photoshop, there's going to be a lot of things I'll be doing to it before we print it out and I start transferring it to artboard here. But the poses are pretty much how I want them. So. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and scan this in here real quick. And then I gotta pull out some 11 by 17 copy paper because I'm going to print it out. So right now, you're just going to look at my drawing board that's got another layout underneath it. Get into Photoshop here. Okay.
Because the characters are idiots. Man, my collection of Goblin 8 tracks were in there.
Get that scanned in real quick.
I don't know. I think she got off easier than this guy. One of the other members goes missing, which leads to this out of left field revelation.
Come on, it's stupid. Hello, I love you, Diana.
Okay, there's a plot twist.
This is another commission. I've already actually got this transferred to the art board here. I really like the pose and what's going on in here, so I'm hoping to get to this one either tonight or tomorrow. That's somebody on Twitter contacted me for this one. It's his OG character, OC character, I should say. His name is Sinner.
Maybe there's a G in it that will get us out of this. Well, it is an Italian exploitation movie,
so we're getting Photoshop opened up here so I can do a little bit of manipulation.
It's actually an exposition of scientists here studying the rats and a rescue team may be coming. Because, hey, we gotta get this past 90 minutes.
Phone here quick.
And I see the scientists also went to trauma school. Okay, so just sit tight and hope the rescue team gets here. How? Not to worry though, some extras from an Italian spaceship. And might as well fumigate the set. There's 5 other Italian sci-fi movies filming here this week. The rats eventually break down the door, which doesn't make any sense, but then again, neither does having a burst out of people, so fuck it. In any case, it's how to turn down the cast of just the last 2 characters.
Enough to be eaten alive.
No, Goretta can't die. She still needs to be in Bruno Mattei's Terminator 2, which is actually another movie. Eventually, though, chocolate and video are found by the guys in the hazmats, presumably so they can audition for an Italian cover band. And this leads to a twist ending that's become somewhat infamous. Just watch it.
All right.
Shit, so you're the one guy who did read a Ninja Turtles comic earlier. I made a money.
Like looking at my hair, you know?
Co-directed by the guy who made Troll 2, and a guy who made a bunch of movies that aren't Troll 2, but are pretty much Troll 2. So the question you're probably asking is, where does this rank?
Promise you guys will be seeing some drawing here in just a little bit.
It's not as consistently funny and entertaining as Troll 2, mainly because it's pretty much limited to one location, and there's more than a few dead spots where the characters just wander around aimlessly, and a couple shots of rats not really doing anything. But it does technically check off all the exploitation movie boxes. It's got gratuitous sex, ridiculous gore, characters that look like they just stepped out of a music video, and of course, rats. Lots and lots of rats. So if you've ever wondered what a Mad Max version of Night of the Living Dead with rodents would look like, check this one out. Kind of sucks that this movie doesn't have a famous memeable moment like Troll 2 does, though. Qualified here. Hey, you can make that big work. Yeah, sure, good enough. Well, it's all for now. Until next time.
I can kind of show you guys what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see it. So I'm going to move my camera here. I forget how well you guys can see that. Probably not very. So let's see what else we can do here to make the picture look a little better. Nope, not seeing anything there either.
So if you remember my video on the first rebirth of Mothra,
Trying to get it to where you guys can at least see what I'm doing.
The original Mothra back in 1966. It was mainly aimed at girls with a bigger focus on goofy humor and knowing Kenny's than the Heisei Godzilla.
Okay, you can kind of see what's going on here now.
Nope. Instead, they doubled down
Doing some manipulation here with Photoshop. Kind of getting the figure scaled for the actual transfer of the artboard and ready to work on the actual commission piece.
Rebirth of Mothra 2 premiered in theaters only a year after the first one, opening in Japan in 1997. It was also the last movie made by legendary producer Tomoyuki Tanaka, who worked on every previous Toho Kaiju film since the original Godzilla back in 1954. Tanaka died a few months before the movie's release, and I would say it's
Pull
sad
that
that he never
down
got to see
to
his last
just a
work,
bit.
but, I don't know. You got to see Godzilla versus Destroya before he died. In my opinion, that was a way better movie to go out on. People who aren't familiar with the series might go in thinking Mothra's the villain, since it looks like a horde of Mothras is about to invade the Earth. But the Mothra twins are here to make sure everything's okay.
Rotate him just a bit.
The Mothra twins, even though that's not the name.
Yes, I know. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that, okay? But just like the first movie, this has a message about protecting the environment, but this time the focus is on the world's ocean. It makes sense that Japan wouldn't want to mute the whales, mainly because this would probably lead to more.
All right, try that and see how that works. Hey there, Aaron, how are you?
Guess I'm not the only one who thought that game was frustrating. Come on, you call that pollution? Godzilla versus Hedorah had it right. You need to get people to care about the environment by grossing them out. Then again, this movie does.
Now we'll switch down to Songbird here and do some manipulation with her so we can make this whole thing kind of fit together.
Okay, normally I'd make a cocky joke or something here, but do I even need to? At this point, these movies are practically begging me to do that. All right, let's switch to something less disgusting, like one of the movies Kenny swallowing a caterpillar. Okay, 5 minutes into this kids movie, and so far we've had cum shot, starfish, and cleavage caterpillars. Never change, Japan. Never change. So while the last movie focused on a brother-sister team,
And then we're gonna rotate her.
Has 3 Kennys, and while I'm sure they have names, I'm just gonna keep referring to them as Kennys. Also, while the first movie was aimed at kids and had some slapsticky humor, the gags in this one frequently go into straight-up Tom and Jerry territory. It's funny because a cat got burned. Anyway, turns out the main problem with the world's oceans isn't.
I have to color this one too, so.
Starfish monsters. The monster like that around here. Color this one too. Just a place, not some kind of starfish slot, okay? Yeah, I got the guys from Warning from Space to handle that shit. And if you thought this movie didn't already have enough nightmarish creatures in it.
Make sure everything's gonna look all right.
It also has a weird Furby monster with a dangly thingy on it.
And there we go. Now, I'm gonna break up these pieces here.
Okay, listen, kid. Just because this thing looks like a rejected Pokemon doesn't mean you have to catch it. Just what is this thing anyway?
Open up another window here in Photoshop.
No. That thing's not a Gorgo. This is a Gorgo. What's really weird about this is the official name for this thing is supposed to be Gorgo, yet the dubbing clearly said Gorgo. So maybe these things are actually supposed to be the giant claw. By the way, Elvira's back. Not only did she fix the dragon, but she also got her hair done. Oh, and she might also be the Terminator now.
All right, now.
Give him back to me.
Just like with the last movie, I'm not sure why Belvira is considered a bad guy. She's trying to take the fuzzy thing and trying to kill the kids. In my book, that makes her the hero.
Target the boy.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and separate them out here.
If only Belvira was in the Camera series. She could have saved us from so many Kennys. Belvira wants the Gorgo because it can lead to an ancient treasure that will enable her to rule the world. shouldn't have just let her go the last time she tried to destroy the Earth. And in addition to leading people to an ancient treasure, Gorgo has some other impressive abilities.
Hey, this thing gets heat on my leg.
There we go.
That's
So now we're going to print this one out.
Magical healing pea. Sure, why not? If Gorgo has magic pea, I don't even want to know what comes out of that thing on top of his head. Yeah, I'm still going to call you the Monster Twins if you don't mind.
Oh, my computer runs ridiculously slow. It's just proof that I need a new one here very soon.
Biodome to be your henchman. Because, hey, we got to get more slapstick gags in this movie somehow. Oh, easy there, kids. You can finish rendering the effects later. We've got some important exposition to get to. Gorgo comes from an ancient civilization.
Yeah, I got a new camera. That's the big thing. I got a new HD camera for my webcam. So, and it records really great video. Because before I was just using my phone.
Regardless of sea monster, it's kind of like Hedera, except the filmmakers were on way less LSD when they thought of them. Regardless, also responsible for creating all those weird starfish things. If it isn't stopped, they'll end up covering the world's ocean.
All right, so got that on my Sunday. We're gonna print that bugger out.
Did somebody say slapstick?
Smell. I live right next door to a bakery in this small little Iowa town I live in, and I can smell them baking cinnamon rolls right now, and it's making me want one desperately. Excuse me for just a moment, guys. While this is printed out, I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee.
Apparently, it's really easy to find. Yeah, water looks pretty calm to me. I can see why the kids are so eager to find you like that. Never knows what no water is like. And apparently, all the city needed to rise again was for free grass and trespass on it. Thanks, kid. At least this part has some decent model work. Meanwhile, Belmira gets there too. She needs to turn to finish her outfit in time for Carnival. Mel shows up too. Now get our first good look at the Garland. The best way I can describe it is, yeah, it's kind of neat they made it seem monster, and I'm glad they went with that original design instead of doing a variation on the monster we've seen before like this. But overall, he's not as weird or memorable as some of Godzilla's best enemies. Long story short, I don't think fans are clamoring for the Garland to be in another movie. Well, we'll probably see Titanosaurus come back before he does. Thankfully, the electricity in Eli Kanai still works and is able to defend itself against the Garland. Yeah, good idea. We're half an hour in and Mothra's barely been in this movie. You know what that means? Mothra song. I don't think that was the right song. Probably should have played Simon Says by Pharaoh Monch, but I've already taken a risk with the copyright boss as it is. So if you remember the last movie, Mothra was able to make sure so a sea dragon that can't even stand up straight should be a problem. Before that, we have to witness the battle of Dumb and Dumber. Wow, thank God for watching this instead of the monster stuff, huh? I'm not sure what the other kids are doing. By the looks of it, they stumbled onto the set of Q4, Kaiju Q. I was hoping this ends up happening to them. Meanwhile, the Godzilla attacks the mainland. While most of the population tries to evacuate, this man chooses to stay behind.
All right, so we got one of the layouts printed out here. Well, my coffee is brewing, and then we're going to go ahead and kill that layer, and we'll bring the other layer over here. I'm going to swap that over.
Mothra Leo has so many powers, it's hard to be that concerned. That makes sense. Water can't be good.
Copy that.
Although it really shouldn't matter since Mothra Leo has its own Death Star ring. are a lot more cartoony than the first movie. At one point, they seem to operate on wily.
All right, and also to remind a few of the people watching that on April 9th, I will be part of the Red Valkyrie channel on YouTube. Does a online art auction. I will be part of that from 11 to 2 p.m. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Central time, it's going to be 10 to 1. I will be selling pages from Ironclad. I'll have a couple of Black Owl things in there, a lot of commission stuff, a couple of my paintings. So if you're interested in buying any artwork from me, and there's going to be other people in the art auction as well. Mike McMahon, the U.S. Assassin artist, will be in it. Shelby Robertson, who did the cover to the Black Owl book. He'll be having some pieces in the auction as well. So on April 9th, 11 to 2 p.m. Eastern. Get on YouTube and buy some art if you're interested in that stuff. All right, so we got her in there, so let's go ahead and get her printed out. And while that's printed, I'm going to go grab my cup of coffee. It should be done.
Did was threaten to kill us. The twins do end up forgiving them, and surprise, they continue to act like dicks. No, it's kind of your fault for believing them. Eventually, they green screen their way into a room that hopefully holds the treasure, the mystic Fabergé egg of Neli Canine. Not only that, but I think it also has the childlike empress from Neverending Story. I don't know about this chick.
All right, print. And yes, Joe, before you ask, I am drinking out of my Texas Chainsaw cup. All right, so you guys are done. We're done over here, basically, so we'll get the camera back to where you can see artist drawing. All right, gotta grab a couple of art boards here, and we're gonna light box the layouts.
Between this and the money shot starfish at the beginning, I'm starting to think they're gonna defeat Belvira by giving her a Boston.
All right, so now I gotta plug in my light board here, and we're gonna kill my main light, so it's gonna get kind of dark for a second. So we're gonna start this first one here.
Gorgo and teamed up with Mothra to defeat Degarla. That would turn this whole movie around for me. All right, get ready to face the wrath and cuteness, fish breath. Not only is Mothra back to full strength, but apparently it's also Moses now. Okay, so if you remember the first movie, the original Mothra died fighting Death Ghidorah, so her kid turned into a different, more powerful Mothra that was able to defeat it. So how is Mothra Leo going to beat Degarla?
All right.
Pulling another form out of it.
So artboard, where my boards go? There they are.
Yeah, say hello to Aqua Mothra.
Okay, I'll put the You can't really see it, unfortunately, because of how bright it is. So I don't know how well you can see that, but that's the drawing on the light board with the art board on top and my scratch paper underneath that I did the layout on, that I printed the layout. So we're going to raise this up here a bit.
What the hell are they shooting? They just help the Garla with his constipation? No, clear colon. My one weakness.
Try and bring it down a bit so you can see what's going on here.
The Garla goes back to me like, no, I never
There
be
you go.
seen again. Mainly because he wasn't very popular. Remember, though, the real message here is to treat the world's oceans with respect. Unless, of course, it's dolphin hunting season, in which case, have at it, Japan.
Where did you get that? I get from Porto.
All right, so let's get the layout pencil here, and we're going to just, they're pretty loose because I'm going to be probably erasing quite a bit till I get the anatomy and the structures down to where they should be, but I'm using a F-lead pencil. And since I am going to be coloring and inking this, the pencils will not be that tight. I'm going to keep them pretty loose. I'll do a lot of the drawing in with the ink.
Although it was nice that they included an original monster with the Garla, overall he's not very memorable, and I like Death Ghidorah a lot better. The environmental message isn't as heavy-handed this time, although that also has the effect of making it seem even more shoehorned in and unnecessary. Little kids may find this entertaining, which is who the movie was intended for, but adults looking for a kaiju movie to watch should probably just stick with the Heisei Godzilla films. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. The last movie redeemed the whole series. Tune in, not next time, because I'm going to do some other movies first, but I'll get to it eventually. Well, it's all for now. Until next time.
All right, I just got a message from Bill. Bill's actually on his way over. He just woke up from a nap, so... Text him my address here quick, so he's got it.
Today's movie is a special request from Patreon supporter Mitchell Paul Martinez, who asked me to review Black Scorpion. Wait a second, Black Scorpion? Didn't I already... Did he do that one? Oh, wait, I did The Black Scorpion, which is a 1950s monster flick. This Black Scorpion is a 1995 superhero movie produced by Roger Corman. Yeah, about time I did a superhero movie that wasn't made...
I can't remember. I think this character, this Pokemon character has like chicken feet. I remember seeing that in the drawing of the character design the client gave me for this one. I was like, okay. I'm not a big anime fan at all anymore. I was way back when I first saw Akira. I'm going to see if Bill's available. He probably will. I had talked to him about that show, Joe. So if he can, he will. I have a feeling. So he may even get a table. I don't know.
And in addition to airing on Showtime, the movie also stars cable TV softcore vixen Joan Severance. So I have a feeling this won't be a family-friendly superhero movie. I'm not surprised for this channel. I've done movies where Batman and Robin spend several minutes at a time at a strip club. Because it's a superhero flick, that means we got to open with some epic theme music. Very mellow start to this superhero movie. And aboard John Williams or Danny Elfman, all the CD of royalty-free new age stage music ought to do the trick. Anyway, instead of Gotham, the movie set in Angel City, which is based on Denver, Colorado.
All right, this thing's starting to kind of come together here. Just want to make sure I got the structures all kind of how they should be and everything before I move on to the songbird part, and then I'll do some a little bit tighter finishes on this. As far as the console, I mean, not like I said, they're not going to be super tight since I got to ink it, but I need to have a good roadmap before I start attacking this thing real well.
I'm sorry, do we really need this? I mean, can we just ever fall into a pit of scorpions or something? They're interrupted when a bank robbery is reported.
All right.
If you needed proof this part is set in the 70s.
I'll probably be stopping the stream too when Bill is here, so that's why I'm trying to get as much done before he arrives. But he's all the way out in Rock Island, so.
Hey, all cops operate on Dirty Harry
Put another bandage on.
Corman must have spent a little more money than usual on this one, which means we'll
Okay, so let's go ahead and shut it off. Now you can kind of see the drawing underneath there, basically. And then now we'll take the songbird one, and then we'll.
Doc was going for a gun. You all saw it. Okay, you got the criminals.
What I gotta do here to make sure this lines up properly. I'm gonna have to move songbird down a bit on the layout.
That's a Roger Corman movie, so they could be both. Actually, they kind of are. Since Darcy is now all grown up and working as an undercover cop along with his partner, Mike Russo. I don't know what the problem is. But they seem to wait for Bruce Abbott to create the demolitionist and she'll clean up the streets. They're trying to bust a pimp named Easy Street. He's not
Yeah,
the only
that'll
one.
work. I like that.
That's not a very good superhero name. I wasn't joking about this being an R-rated superhero movie. Not even 15 minutes in, and already there's some tits I can't show on YouTube. Unfortunately for Darcy, Easy Street doesn't seem to be interested in any new girls dressed like a lady. Or, maybe he just needs to try before he buys. Girl, you become my Bobby bitch, I'm gonna name you Zora the Horror. Bad puns are a Class B felony, asshole. Easy Street's taken in for questioning. Oh no, they arrested Chocolate Chip Charlie. Then again, he is dressed like Bill Cosby, so maybe he does deserve to be there. In any case, the DA says they gotta let Easy Street go. Turns out dressing like Big Daddy Kane isn't a crime. And even though it's 18 years later, Rick Rossovich hasn't aged a day. However, he has been demoted to security guard. Bunch of crap, okay? Yeah, just a terrible shot, that's all. But hey, the DA from earlier is here. Maybe you can put in a good word and get Darcy's dad back on the force. Lieutenant. Or not. Well, looks like we finally have our Batman-style origin story. The DA says he doesn't remember shooting Darcy's father, but I'm betting it has something to do with this rejected Power Rangers villain here. And as if Darcy didn't already have enough bad news.
Right. Hey there, Chauncey. How are you?
Something, you're a loose cannon, the mayor's up my ass, yada yada, you know the drill.
Just doing some commission layouts.
By the looks of it, he's itching to keep his pimp knife strong. Oh no, Easy Street made her eat barbecue and didn't give her a wet nap. The fiend! Fed up with the crime on the streets and inspired by the story her father told her when she was a child, Darcy finally decides to become a superhero. Yes, Father, I shall become Scorpion. I meant Scorpion.
There we go. All right.
Montage later, and Darcy becomes the Black Scorpion. Damn, like she made the sexy cosplay version of her own outfit.
Okay, now go ahead and kill that. Turn that back on. Now we can see everything.
What the hell? I don't remember ordering a dominatrix. Wait, what are you doing? We didn't agree to a safety word yet. Okay, now the Easy Street's taken care of. Time for Darcy to shoot a crow-themed bathtub set for her OnlyFans and call it a day. Of course, Easy Street isn't the main villain of the movie.
Awesome.
Instead, we have asthmatic Darth Vader here. No, seriously, his whole thing is that he's an asthma-themed villain.
All right.
Soon I'll get revenge on my old gym teacher for making me run all those laps. Not only does he plan on taking over the city
Yeah,
there,
so
but I also think he kills the Six Flags mascot. Look, lady.
now I'm going to kind of look at it together since this is going to be a 2-page piece. That's how his blast goes. Oops.
Oh, if anyone was wondering how Darcy got the name Black Scorpion from it.
Okay, boom, boom.
Well, that answers that. It's a good thing Darcy decided to become the Black Scorpion since the city seems to be overrun with criminals. You're parked illegally in a double dragon game. That's what. Black Scorpion may not have any power.
All right.
But he has some pretty impressive gadgets.
So now I've got to look up some reference for Songbird's costume.
And a magic ring taser. I guess. Best Cracker Jack prize ever. The other look at this movie is influenced by the Tim Burton Batman movies. It's not without a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor either.
My computer wasn't so damn slow.
You know, I already made a note of the dragon reference. Pretty much every villain in this movie looks like they stepped out of an old arcade beat-em-up game. Oh, Black Scorpion's got more than just a magic taser ring.
All right. So just main Google.
Buildings in a single effect shot. Black Scorpion's cornered by Russo. Luckily, he's not a very good cop. Well, that's not very professional. Oh well, at least this leads to our superhero meet cute / Batman Returns homage. Hey, mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss can be deadlier if it. Okay, I see your way ahead of me. And as long as I'm paraphrasing Batman lines, might as well also do this. Scorpion freak terrorizes. Know the meaning. Because the police shot up her car, Darcy goes to a chop shop run by Garrett Morris's character earlier. Because come on, prominently billed in the credits. It'd be weird if he was just in that one scene. What's his character's name? Yeah, in the original script, his name was Sweater Vest. He's not one to judge other people for having a weird name. Why? She's white? Oh, okay. Apparently that is where he was going with that. Darcy getting tripped on. Darcy goes on a date with
I'll look for a really good shot of her costume here.
watching the news. Oh yeah, home run plan there, Russo. Surprisingly, this actually seems to work.
Dude, can't see that at all.
We're about to get laid.
Yeah, there we go. Actually, no, I don't like that one either. That's a little too anime-ish.
Black Scorpion. He was into cosplay chicks before it was cool. Huh? Oh, so, villain owns some towers that are supposed to.
Why can't I see those bigger?
They're actually kind of without smog, and he's asthmatic and wants to make other people asthmatic because he wasn't good at sports and wants revenge or something.
There you go. I kind of like that one.
Considering this was meant to cash in on the Tim Burton Batman movies, it's about time we got a shootout at a chemical plant. Though if you wanted to drop somebody into a vat of acid, you should have done that close to the beginning. Dylan's got some pretty impressive gadgets too. Not only does he come with his own stuff, his armor's also bulletproof.
Fixing my camera here. That way it's not so far away.
Although you think Bruce that would be able to handle something like that, despite all the weird superheroes in this place. I'm really hoping they don't run into the cast of Gunhead here. Instead of going after the villain, the cops try to arrest Black Scorpion. Fortunately, Argyle chipped the hell out of a ride. Seriously. What the hell? Argyle can make cars that transform into different cars? Why the hell does he run some crappy chop shop? The guy should be a billionaire. How the hell does this even work? So, sciencey bullshit, I guess. transmogrifies the car's X cells, causing a fusion reaction. There, does that explain it? Look, this is nice and all, but if this were a GTA game, it'd be up to about 4 stars now. Does this thing come with an oil slick? Oil gun, even better.
I'm just gonna kind of get this defined real well because, like I said, I'm not gonna do super tight pencils on this at all since I have to ink it and color it. So.
For that, though, Darcy's got more important matters to attend to, like jumping Russo's bones. Yeah, Darcy may be the Black Scorpion, but Russo's the one getting some tail tonight. No joke. We get a sex scene that lasts a couple minutes here, but because this ain't showtime, I can't show you much of it. It's not often you see a superhero movie that also doubles as its own fourth. Even though Darcy keeps her mask on, Russo somehow does all this without taking his pants off. Well, I think he just finished. Here's why you should never get too drunk at comic. Even if you hook up with a hot cosplay chick, you might also wake up with a
There we go. Pinterest. Actually, I'm gonna go to Pinterest instead of Google because Google kind of sucks anymore for looking for stuff.
Who the hell is this guy anyway? Breathtaker, huh? Alright, well I guess it's a better name than the Weezer. So Breathtaker's gonna release some gas and kill everybody unless they get some masks that are only available at his headquarters. You know, instead of a supervillain, Breathtaker just seems like a cunning businessman. And apparently the gas he's using is an experimental
Hey, there we go.
rehabilitate murderers, so
Those
that
are
is
much better. You can actually see stuff.
Yeah, why can't a thing do the exact opposite of what it was designed for? Like if a bomb blows
There we go.
things
That's
up,
a
why
lot
can't it
better.
take things that have been blown up and put them back together again? Makes sense to me. So you may think this is why the DA shot Darcy's dad earlier. But actually, it's because he found out Darcy's dad was banging his wife. Oh, and the Breathtaker also has another connection to earlier in the movie. It was Dr. Noah's daughter. The granddad got shot when he took the bullet one time and then it went so shut up. That's right. Breathtaker's the doctor Darcy's dad shot at the beginning. Darcy really should have been tipped off when he asked if she ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. Revenge. I don't know, for shooting him? I'd be pissed too if that happened to me. Before Darcy can foil Breathtaker's plan, though, we're gonna need another fight scene.
Is it true wrestling is staged?
Yeah, although the way you're dressed usually takes place in a mud pit. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't get another season. It's getting pretty silly. And speaking of silly, Breathtaker's here.
My name is Darcy Walker.
Don't tell him that, dumbass. That's right. My name is Darcy Walker, and I live
So-
at 407 Everwood Lane. Also, my social
I gotta
security
fix
number
that.
is
I don't know much about Songbird's powers. I was going by a different, little bit different version apparently of the character. Apparently, she has some sort of energy beam she fires out of her hand. I could have swore she was like it was her voice, but I guess I'm wrong.
Same Scorpion time, same Scorpion channel. Thankfully, Darcy's magic taser ring also has the power to do whatever the plot requires. Unfortunately, she gets the vapors right before Russo arrives. Whoa, Darcy!
Okay, yeah.
Someone broke my dick.
Let me go and save
Well, that
it.
makes working together a little awkward, but can't say I regret it. Also, you're under arrest. Just kidding, he doesn't arrest her. They gotta save the handcuffs for the bedroom. Yeah, well, just go to any random chop shop. They'll hook you up. Okay, listen. We got this one sort of impressive-looking industrial location, and Corman's determined to wring every last penny out of it, which means we're going to have to stage our climactic action sequence here, okay?
Got her.
Who the hell does that cockroach stack? Just shut up, Dork Vader. Even if Breathtaker has that armor, one side effect of the asthma is his cardio is not very good. And he also needs a stronger password for his computer if he doesn't want his plans to be foiled so easily. Oh no, not my mask. Someone get my inhaler. So with Breathtaker dead and his plan foiled, the city no longer has to worry about wearing masks. At least until 2020 rolls around. But wait a second, what about Darcy and Russo's relationship?
But can we just go back to the way things were?
Wish a good Darcy can't forget what you did. What, banging the shit out of you and then leaving?
I don't like that hand.
Guys hate when women do that. We're not just pieces of meat, you know. No big deal, though. Darcy apparently wipes his memory using some of Breathtaker's gas. a sequel movie that came out a year later, as well as a one-season TV series that aired on the Sci-Fi Channel in 2001. So, Black Scorpion good enough to start a kind of franchise? I mean, it's a Roger Corman-produced superhero cash-in, so I guess it's about what you'd expect. Something the movie does have going for it is Corman decides to go for an exploitation audience rather than trying to appeal to kids. And while it definitely tries to copy the look of the Tim Burton Batman movies, it also has its tongue planted firmly in cheek and thankfully never takes itself seriously. On the downside, the fight scenes and production values are definitely low rent. Although compared to some of the Turkish superhero flicks I've done on this show, this looks like a Marvel movie. The villain's pretty lame too, even from a tongue-in-cheek standard. But Joan Severance is sexy in the role, so it's not all bad. It's a moderately entertaining superhero beat. Nothing as crazy as Turkish stuff, but not the worst way to waste 90 minutes. Even though this was clearly made to cash in on the Tim Burton Batman release, I wonder if Corman ever considered suing that Halle Berry tabloid movie for copying Black Scorpion's costume. Well, that's all for now. Till next time.
Alright. So, fix that.
Hang on a second. Didn't I pass a goal on my Patreon? Oh yeah, the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy. Damn, that was a while ago. I better get on that. Okay, well I finished the Heisei
Alright.
series. These games right out.
Let's.
So this seems like a good time to talk about it. The 80s had a lot of monster flicks with weird names. You had Ghoulies, Creepazoids, Chud. Well, here's one you might not have heard of, The Bookends. Sounds like something a little kid would name the collection of snot nuggets he wipes on the wall beside his bed. I shouldn't judge a movie based on its title, though. I once made a video on a movie called Blue Monkey, and that was about a giant bug. The Bookends is a 1981 horror movie directed by James L. Conway, who also directed other low-budget films like Hangar 18, but is mainly known for his work on TV shows like Supernatural, Smallville, and Charmed. Like a lot of 80s horror flicks, The Bookends wasn't exactly embraced by critics, but it did get a positive review from none other than Stephen King, who called it a wildly energetic monster movie. He endorsed movies like Evil Dead and Hellraiser. Of course, he also thought The Shining TV miniseries was better than the Kubrick movie, but hey, like Evil Dead and Hellraiser, so let's see why I like this movie. The movie's brought to us by Taft International Pictures, named after America's...
Alright.
Did I put in a Ken Burns documentary by mistake? Dearest Matilda, I write you this letter to inform you that even after years of pulling in this mine, I still have no idea just what in the hell a book is. So during the opening credits, various newspaper clippings tell us about a silver mine in Colorado that had to close after...
I'll make sure I get the hands just right on this.
And honestly, this is actually a pretty clever and atmospheric setup. It gives us all the necessary backstory screen is way less clunky than having characters spout a bunch of exposition dialogue later in the movie. Really, the only silly thing about the sequence is the fact that it follows the word bookends. Well, it's been almost 70 years. Might as well try reopening the mine again. The killer from Five Bloody Valentine's got to be in here somewhere. You know, it's been 11 days, 6 hours. Is that all you can think about for getting laid? He's a character in an 80s horror movie, so yeah, probably. Here's our main characters, Roger and Mark, and because they both look about 30, I'm assuming that means they're supposed to be teenagers.
Now, when we're in the mine, the rules are simple enough for you guys. No fucking around.
Oh man, I wanted to do some dig dug LARPing down there.
Watch your step and keep track of your buddies. It's been closed since 1912. Don't know what kind of shape it's in.
Well, you're all wearing hard hats, so it should be safe. See? Totally safe.
All right, she's sketched out enough to where I can kind of see what's going on with her. Now I'm going to move over to the gentleman here. I wish I could remember this character's name. I actually have to get on my phone and look at the message from the client on this particular character. I don't remember his name, and I really don't remember what he looks like.
About that bumper sticker now, lady. I don't know who this is, but hopefully she's the movie's first victim. Let's see. Creepy house in the middle of nowhere? Well, things are looking good so far. This is the owner of the house Roger and Mark are moving into, who's getting the place ready for him. And look, not crazy Ralph even came by for the housewarming. He's going to try and warn her of danger by pointing his finger and going, ooh. Or, you know,
There
maybe
he is.
keeping Tom, who's hoping this actress agreed to do some nudity. While we're on the subject, something.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's not from Pokemon. He's from Digimon. Sylphimon, I think, is the name of the character. Very interesting looking character, that's for sure.
Okay, never mind. I guess this place is fine. One thing, though, it does appear to have some seriously bad silverfish. Look, lady, instead of investigating the mysterious noise, just finish your book and check in the morning. Things will work out a lot better for you that way. See? Told you. Well,
A lot of erasing here on this character because he's the anatomy I've drawn on. He really doesn't have any of that.
I call mine Gonzo because it's bent like a nose, and that's not the only thing with a weird name. The dog's name is Tiger? Alright, well, it's still a way better name for a dog than the one from the Dam Busters. And if you don't get that reference, look it up, because I ain't explaining it. This is Roger's girlfriend Jessica and her friend Trish, who Jessica is hoping to set out for Mark. Well, joke's on her. Trish actually ended up with the movie's director. One thing I gotta give this movie props for, it really nails the atmosphere of a rural, isolated mining town, probably because it was actually filmed in one. Surprisingly, though, most of the mine scenes were shot on a set they built beside an abandoned grocery store. Good news, fellas. In addition to silver, the mine also comes with a hot tub. Oh, and monsters by the looks of it. That's not all that's in there. That looks human. Good observation. Well, you found the miners who got trapped back in 1912. Fortunately, you're too late to rescue them. On the plus side, you won't have to notify their families since they're probably dead too. Meanwhile, it looks like the landlady didn't finish getting the house ready before being off-screen to death. She forgot to turn on the hot water. Once again, always get a place with a finished basement. I know they're more expensive, but not getting killed is worth the extra money. Plus, you can put
I'm going to really look at this character design on this guy. Very interesting looking gentleman, that's for sure.
Okay, even though that was technically a dog scare because it named Tiger, I'm still counting it as a cat scare. Now that the fake out scare is out of the way, let's learn a little more about it. Start with your nose, lick my way out. See, now we know Roger has a foot fetish. Roger's also told he has to drive to Denver that night to pick up some maps of the mine. But don't worry, he still has time to bang his girlfriend. Come on, you couldn't screw all night if you wanted to. You dare question the virility of Hormone Man? Why, it's Hormone Man! Able to lead tall women who are like the down. Yeah, I'll bet Roger's faster than a speeding bullet, too. Are you actually going to warn people or just keep peeping? Jeez, Roger and Jessica are kinkier than I thought. They even let the dog get involved. Unfortunately for Mark, Trish doesn't appreciate guys staring at her ass. Unless, of course, it's the director. He gets to frame all the shots. Oh, well, maybe if I drink enough, the dog will look good. Oh, only too well. Wait, did he already fuck the dog? Mark's better off going for Trish. underneath the mom hairdo and sweater, she's actually pretty cute. Time to turn on the cool.
Oh, did she tell you what I got back for Christmas? I made a miniature dog living.
Nice. Now tell her about the jar of toenail clippings you keep in your room. Uh-oh. Looks like the cops heard about your doggy electric chair. Only they get to execute dogs. Okay, actually he's asking about the missing landlady. And again, if you had a finished basement, you'd probably be able to see where her body's hidden.
I smell good.
No! It's okay. Please let us play on time.
Why does everyone want to kill this dog so bad? Oh, I see not crazy Ralph still sulking around trying to tell people to stay off the moors. I mean, fine. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it looks like the town's being menaced by some very tiny monsters. It's like if Jason Voorhees was played by Peter Dinklage. Probably for the best, since there doesn't seem to be much to do in this town.
This offense, I'm like the girl Pennsylvania 16.
There's a look that says, okay, don't talk to me again. Hey, Roger, look give Jessica this, though. She knows how to rock an ugly Christmas sweater. Anyway, how's Mark hitting it off with Trish?
Well, I noticed you staring at me. You've probably seen my face somewhere else before.
Trish must be a big fan of Xanadu. Okay, come on, Mark. Don't drop the ball here.
No, I always react this way when I feel a deep self-pitying depression.
Yeah, chicks love a guy with confidence issues. Next, tell her you got a tiny dick and really watch your mouth. Yeah, I joke, but in contrast to the rowdy horn dogs you see in 80s horror flicks, having a more shy, reserved main character like Mark is actually kind of refreshing. Roger decides to go home and get some sleep before he drives to Denver. And I don't know if the bookings are dangerous, but they're definitely messy. Come on, don't you know that attracts ants? Bad enough this place is infested with POV shots. Alright, time to drive to work. Grab a beer before I hit the road. You know, it just occurred to me that we're almost an hour in, and so far we've seen one murder and 0 bookings. For a wildly energetic monster movie, it sure seems to be taking its time. Oh shit, the bookings have tentacles. Looks like Roger's girlfriend isn't going to be the one giving him the business tonight. God damn, that tentacle strong. Well, Roger's dead. On the plus side, it means these two have the house all to themselves.
Sorry, guys. I'm just looking at this character design for this thing. This is a very involved design.
Just kidding, he gets laid. Okay, now quietly leave and never call her again. Oh,
Sorry, guys.
really, there wasn't a loud music speaker or anything.
Well, we almost have an option. Wow.
Hey, that's Jessica and Roger's thing, Mark. This place may not have a finished basement, but it does come with its own abandoned mine shaft. Realtor didn't mention that. I think the movie's losing track a bit here. Only 2 people have been killed so far, not 3. Speaking of which, now that we're over an hour in, are we going to get any more before the movie's over? Boogans, home-making horror. Wait a second, I think I figured out what this guy's doing. He's still mad he hasn't got his birthday cake yet. While Mark's busy setting up the lights so they can film the big climax, Trish finds out more about the history of the mine.
Trish was the only man to survive the case, was unable to testify against the court yesterday.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Trish. The opening credits pretty much told us everything we need to know.
Like a real miner.
I don't know, he still looks 30 to me. They also learned that Roger never left for Denver. And it makes sense that they're only just now catching on that something's wrong since so few people have been killed so far. I think there's been more bookings in the title than the mine. There are fake-out scares down there, though. Hey, I know something that'll liven things up. Gratuitous shower scene. Coming Around the Mountains is my favorite copyright-free song to sing in the shower, too. Fun fact, actress Anne-Marie Martin originally agreed to appear nude, but on the day of shooting, she just refused to do it. Alright, well, it just makes my job easier so they don't have to bother censoring anything. Even if the movie comes up a little short in the nudity department, there is one place it's not afraid to go. That's right, they actually killed the dog here. I don't know if that's surprising. Everyone else seemed to want Tiger dead.
This is for not honoring your nudity clause, bitch.
Boogans may not be very
All
big,
right.
but they are strong as hell. Though I think the strongest thing in the movie might be Jessica's towel. You could run a marathon in that thing and it wouldn't come off. So if you're hoping to find out what the Bogans look like, no dice, we still gotta wait. Alright, well, it took a while, but the body count finally seems to be rising, and in some cases, floating. Damn, Roger was just 2 days from finally getting to nail Jessica. Even if we still don't know much about the Bogans, the real mystery is just who the hell is this guy? Who the hell are you? Hey, I've been floating. Not really, you've just been creeping in the background, not saying anything. So it turns out this is the son of the only survivor of the accident that killed all the miners back in 1912. Although I still say the real reason he's upset is he still hasn't got his birthday cake yet. Roger's a house. These here tunnels go everywhere under the town. They connect with the
All right.
okay.
So this is what we got right now. I think this is going to be a pretty fun drawing once it's all said and done. So I'm going to make sure that I get some of the other details right on this character.
Yep, that's the only time the word Boogans is ever said in the entire movie. For all I know, he might not even be referring to the monsters. That could just be the old guy's way of going, oh,
Damn.
guess the monsters thought Boogans was a silly name too. Oh man, they spent the whole morning cleaning.
I'm actually going to stop the stream here in just a little bit with Bill coming by. I need to make sure my house looks semi-presentable. So.
Instead of discovering your friend's dead body. And you'd be able to see the monsters better, too. So with less than 10 minutes left, we finally get a good look at one of the Boogans. They're pretty weird looking. That looks like if Gamera was a monster from Wicked City. What the hell is this thing? What do you mean, what is it? Didn't you hear the old guy earlier? Apparently the sheriff didn't learn the first rule of
Okay.
war. Never assume the monster's dead. Get this son of a Boogan off me! The house also gets set on fire. Thankfully, this place has a handy escape hatch into the mine. I might as well go in there. The mine seems pretty safe from what we've seen so far. Damn, we're gonna get to these things, but also be in the mine. The effects team only had enough in the budget for one Boogan puppet, so it's kind of hard to tell if there's supposed to be lots of them or the one from the basement is just really persistent.
All right. Coffee here. All right, guys. This is going to be what the poses for the finished piece will be. I'll be working on this one pretty much most of the day here. I'm going to take my camera so you guys can see it a little better. I'm working on getting a tripod for this camera rather than just hanging it from my drawing table like I am. But this is what it looks like, or what it will look like. Guys, thank you for watching the stream. Anytime I'm streaming, I will post on both Facebook and Twitter about it, so you guys are welcome to watch. And like I said, if you guys have any questions you ever want to ask about, whatever stuff I'm working on, Black Owl related or Ironclad or commissions, what have you, please feel free to ask. All right, guys. Thank you for watching for now, and I will be back later to stream.